Hello, beautiful friends. It's Leah Marie here with your weekly 3-card pick a card oracle reading. And this week I am bringing you cards from the Mystical Shaman Oracle deck. Beautiful, amazing illustration on this deck. I absolutely love it and use it frequently for my own practice and for personal readings. And so I am tapping into this today as we are in just this beautiful time of abundance. We're getting closer to the summer solstice, which will be on June 20th. And so just getting into that space of abundance and really strong ability to connect, at least here in the Northern Hemisphere, with Mother Earth in the spring and summer seasons. And so I am just going to tap into the collective energy for those of you coming to the channel to just see what kind of wisdom, mystical wisdom, does Mother Earth, Father Sky, the whole realm of the earth plane and everything in our environment, what wants to come forth. Very clearly this one for the first one. And just bringing, any insights, clarity, awareness. If you've been wanting insights on something, if you're looking for guidance on your path, if you have intentions, do check in with your own heart and intuition when selecting 1, 2, or 3, once we've got all 3 of our cards out, and really allow yourself to just feel into what's best. And you can choose more than one as well. So if you do have that, people communicate that to me pretty regularly. It's like, oh, well, I actually listened to more than one and there was a bigger message in there for me. So I feel like that's our third. So just take it as it resonates for you and take what resonates and feel into the whole gamut. I will have the information about this deck in the description box below for you guys, along with links to how to book a personal reading with me, how to visit our online shop, classes that I offer every month. All those good things are going to be down there for you guys to explore. And if this resonates, I so greatly appreciate all of your likes, shares, subscribes, comments. It helps this channel grow, helps me know if you guys like these mystical shaman readings. I'll do more of them. So it really just helps me cater this more to what the community wants as well. So thank you so much for returning, and for newbies that are popping in to explore the channel. I really appreciate all the support. So we're going to start over here with card 1. So card 1 today is coming through as the giveaway and number 23, which breaks down to 5. So 23 or 5 could be significant for you guys. 5 is a big number of change. And so I'll bring this in. The artwork is so beautiful, and I know sometimes the lighting, I did just order new lighting, so I'm excited to get a little bit step up in my setup here for you guys. So you're going to see some changes over the coming weeks and months here as I tweak out the channel as we're expanding. So with this though, it's this beautiful, like we're getting these real dark, earthy, lower chakra energies. So more of your connection with your more primal, sexual, very earthy energies of the lower chakras transcending up into the golden of, I'm getting both the yellow of the solar plexus chakra, but also the golden higher consciousness energy. So it's like, and I'm seeing it as like a series of cycles. So these circles kind of, shifting into smaller and smaller sizes. It is this energy of change and transformation. And so Spirit is coming through with this message of giveaway in terms of what I'm hearing is like, when you give, you receive. And you might not receive directly in the way that you give, but when you give freely without expectation of return, that is when you're truly stepping into this very divine flow of those higher consciousness, the golden energies, and really being able to, and it is hard to see, but it's almost as though she's grabbing the sun. So it's like, whatever it is that you really want to achieve or you really want to obtain, I'm sensing, obtain in this life, will actually be given to you, because as you give of yourself to others, to humanity, to be of service, it's like you were then part of that cycle. So I see it as we only get part of it, where it's like bigger to smaller, and then it cycles back again. So everything, and especially in the shamanic world, we work in cycles. So there's, the cycles of birth, death, rebirth that we go through many times over in one life. And this is also telling me that you're kind of going through your own cycle. And within that, the more that you give, of course, always making sure, I do like to pre-frame this, that you're not giving to the point of depletion. So givers, people that do deem themselves more as givers or empaths, we do have a tendency to give and often have to learn lessons of like not giving too much. And it's also not only about not like, don't give to your own deficit, or don't give to the degree that you are sick, tired, you can't do what you need to do for yourself. So this is also that find your own balance within giving. But know that in giving freely without expectation, that is where the greatest level of return comes from. So this is calling me to just invite you to check in, like, what is it that you can give of yourself? Do you have more money than time, so you can contribute money to something that you support or you appreciate? Maybe you have more time than money, so maybe there's a place where you can offer your time to volunteer, or you could be of service to some organization or to friends or family that might need help. You know, it's really up to you to determine from your heart space, because it's also so important. I'm hearing that you do something that really resonates with you. So again, it's not like, oh, I've just been told if I give away, I'm going to get. It's just, you know, the mind can trip us up with that. Whereas, like, again, no expectations. So if you don't really feel like you're in a position of wanting to give, then I would say check in, and what is it that you might need to fill within your own cup before you feel that you can give of your time, energy, or resources. And so really assessing what that looks like for you, so that you can start putting forth energy of giving, which creates more space for things to come to you to receive. And I'm just like, my hand like weird, you know, guided to this little eagle statue here, which is telling me it's perspectives. So looking at your life from a higher perspective as well, to see like what gifts and blessings have you been given, and how did those transform your life, and looking at the people around you or in your life, whether you knew them or not, that gave things to you, and how you felt when you were given them without the person expecting something from you. Now, there can also be an underlying message that when we give, there's an expectation from the other person that they need to give back, or maybe you are really good at giving but you're not necessarily good at receiving. So again, being part of that cycle that I talked about, it's like looking from a higher perspective, where are you at with that? Are you able to both give and receive equally and in balance, or do you have like a over it's like weird. It's like overindulgence is the word, but I don't understand why that's the word that's coming out. So that might be relevant for some of you. It's sort of an overactivity perhaps in one or the other area. If you find that you do have a lack, or there's like, I can give really well, but I can't receive, or I'm really great at receiving, but I have no idea how to give. It's also about finding like balance within that, so that you can be fluidly in this cycle of giving and receiving, which puts you into a deeper level of harmony and connection with the whole. And so again, and there's like on her face, she says like this butterfly mask, and sort of the essence of wings coming out from underneath her that are very translucent, that maybe you can kind of see there. And so it's like, as you work to transform your relationship with giving and receiving, it will open up greater abundance for you and bring forth new changes in your life that perhaps will be quite unexpected, as you look at what does it mean to give freely without expectation. And so explore that for yourselves to see what arises, what insights, intuition that you get from that, and really just explore how it feels and what your relationship is like with the giving and the receiving. So thank you so much for tapping into card 1, and have a fantastic week. I'm going to shift over to card 2 here, which is Jaguar, and number 28, which breaks down to 10 or 1. And so this is to me like completion time coming in. So we've got the Jaguar, and then over here by my thumb, we've got a moon. So this is also just this really beautiful protective energy. And we had this come through in one of the other recent medium messages about protection. and, you know, being protected when feeling very vulnerable, or being protected while we step into our vulnerability. And so I feel as though with the moon and the jaguar, so it's like, I'm seeing the jaguar moving just like seamlessly through the night and being undetected, but being very strong and very capable of seeing in that space. So it's this energy of like hidden things being illuminated to you. So it might be that you are sensing underlying things happening around you that you haven't been necessarily, and maybe you have it to a degree, but haven't necessarily been seeing tangible evidence in the 3D plane, but like your intuition is telling you something. It's almost as though you're seeing through a situation, or you're seeing through someone or something to the truth that has perhaps been intentionally or unintentionally hidden from you. And so this is coming into this space of you going really into your deep sort of, not that there's a threat that you need to protect yourself against. That's not the feeling that I'm getting. It's more going into this like movement through the shadows, or maybe you're even moving through your own shadow work and you're illuminating these aspects of yourself that you have perhaps hidden from yourself consciously or unconsciously, or that were hidden from you until you were ready to process them, till you were at the level of consciousness where you could go into that space and bring light and bring awareness and healing there. So this speaks to me about there also being possibly a deeper healing that is going on, or that is about to take place, or you could be just coming out of that. You know, you might be some stage along that, we'll say, because again, this is general, so you put yourself where you may be within that stage of things. But it's showing this healing to come into your ability to walk the path for you, to walk softly upon the mother, to live in harmony with her, and for you to illuminate all of you. So it's all well and good for us to focus on our light and our love and all these aspects that we're really great at. However, if we ignore our shadow side, if we ignore the parts of ourselves that we don't yet love, we aren't working in total unity and harmony within ourselves. And so there's been a lot of messages coming through more in my one-on-one sessions with people, but very much it's a part of our collective right now. So this doesn't surprise me that she's coming out. It's this energy of really facing ourselves, all of ourselves, bringing it all into the light, and having all of our self-work for and with us. And so this is inviting you as well to explore your shadow aspects if you have not done that yet, or maybe it's time to go a little deeper with that, or to dive back into that and ask the Jaguar Spirit to come with you, to show you how to walk the path of impeccability in your speech, in your actions, in the way that you engage with the world and all of your partnerships, relationships in general. And so she can teach you how to walk this path, how to feel safe and protected, and how to protect yourself, your own vulnerability, your own journey. And so really looking at not letting those shadow aspects define you, but rather going into them, illuminating them, and letting it be part of the connected power from which you move and work. Because the shadow side isn't necessarily a negative or dark thing. It is just an aspect of us that we have not yet brought into the light to be illuminated, to use as a tool and resource, versus it being something that would otherwise hold us back or potentially block us on our path. So all of us are divine. Every aspect of us, whether it's illuminated or unilluminated, is still part of the divine, and the whole universe itself. Is just about our conscious awareness being the key element that shifts our relationship with life and with our ability to actually engage in reality from a place that's more pure and connected and illuminated. And so I'm just being called to look a little bit more deeply at the card. So there is this sort of jungle energy too. So I'm getting this sense of you really allowing yourself to be saturated in nature and to really connect with the energy of the moon as well. And so if you do this, it's almost as though like you going out and doing this when the moon is up, whether it's fully dark out or not yet, but really connecting with the energy of the moon and the energy of the jaguar to have illumination come to any aspect of you or your life that needs to be brought into the light, that needs to be illuminated in order for you to move forward. Now, if this doesn't totally make sense, it could be that it is something that you have not yet seen. And so you might be at the stage in the journey where it's time to start asking to be shown. What parts of my shadow do I need to illuminate? What am I not seeing? What do I need to become aware of in order to move forward? And so it could be that you have no awareness yet, and this card can be coming in to say, hey, it's time to start asking these types of questions in order to move along your path a little more deeply. So thank you so much for picking card 2. Have a wonderful week. So I'm going to shift over to card 3, all of these in the upright, and we have the Witness and number 64, and 64 also breaks down to 10 or 1. So we're getting, again, like a completion is upon you. Kind of, we're getting that energy here too with a different number combination. The Witness. So this is coming through as a state of consciousness. And in the shamanic realm, we talk about the witness from the perspective of that which it's almost like blends in with the environment. So we can even see that in the card here. There is a person here, and there's certain features that are more distinguishable than others. And yet at the same time, they're blending in with their surroundings. So it's, in this instance, it's not about you standing out right now. It's about you shifting into a state of witnessing for the purpose of very deep observation and awareness. So it's as though there's wisdom or insights that you can only receive when you shift into the witness perspective. Now, with this having, there's the sun up here, and then I'm also going to point out, so it's, you may or may not be able to pick it up on the camera, but this right here, so the person's hands, is kind of like this, their hands are like this. So I'm also getting this energy that you're receiving divine blessings right now. Now in one of the hands here, we can see, or I will see if I can bring it in close enough, there is an eye. And then I'm also being called to, again, the sun or the golden orb above the head. So it's like akin to seeing with all of your senses. So seeing the whole of reality. So it's like you're witnessing, but you're not just witnessing with your physical eyes. You're witnessing through all of your senses, including your, the sixth sense, our inner awareness, our intuition, our ability to see that which is not physical. So when I say see that which is not physical, it's more about a feeling. But I know like all of you have at some point in time had sensations or had inklings of things, even if you couldn't put words to them, that you could sense something that you couldn't necessarily see with your physical eyes. And so this is talking about that too, like really sinking into this space of witnessing all of reality, all of creation from just this very like connected, heart-centered, meditative state. So I'm getting an image of you literally just like going out somewhere, or you could do this at home, like in front of a window too, if you didn't, if you're not able to go outside right now, or that doesn't feel comfortable, whatever the case, right? So you can go, I'm seeing you sitting outside or sitting in your space, and you don't have any other sound on, no music playing in your space, no TV on, like you don't add any additional sounds or input to the situation. You're simply going and sitting and observing and feeling. So Spirit's saying, do this with your eyes open for a while. Do it with your eyes closed. Move your body around. So you might want to start like shifting your body and your senses. Maybe you want to sit on the ground, or you want to stand, or you want to lay, or you want to shift to different, maybe you're doing it on cement and then you shift to grass or dirt or rock or any other mediums like that. So it's also like you're feeling the energy of the earth itself, witnessing it. But then also just start allowing yourself to tune into the inputs that are coming in. What are you hearing? What are you feeling? What are you smelling? Are you getting any tastes coming into your mouth? With this, it's sort of, I'm being told this is an exercise to help you become more aware of the communication that is surrounding you 24/7. So, Spirit is constantly communicating with you through everything that you encounter every single day. The thing is that most people are not tuning into every single sound, every single person, every car, every tree, every plant, every house, all those things. And realistically, are you going to do that right out of the gate? No. And it can be, and it is in many ways, a lifelong journey of increased awareness. And what I've experienced with practicing living in the witness state is very deep realizations about what is communicating, so then I can start tuning in. You can start asking questions, and this is an exercise that I also guide people through and do myself. I will ask a question of the universe, and then I start tuning into my surroundings. What am I hearing? What am I feeling? What am I sensing? What am I seeing? And so this is really coming into this space of helping you become more aware of the communication that the universe is bringing you every single day, so that you can start to receive more clarity, more insights, more confirmation, just more feeling of support around you from the subtle realms, from your guides, ancestors, angels, ancestors, all of them, because they are using the physical reality to communicate to you. And there's going to be certain patterns that you'll see consistently, and then there may also be things that come in that are out of the norm, and those are ways that they can really show you like something's changing, something's different. Pay attention, you know? And so there's so much to be had from coming into this space. Now, I will also say this individual has a set of antlers on their head as well, and that is akin shamanically to extrasensory perception. So I mean, we can even shamanically, like the hair is talked about as an antenna for receiving intuitive messages. But I'm getting this as like these antlers, this rack is about your, when you're in this witness state, it's like all of your senses being open is allowing for so much more intuitive communication to come through than ever before. So if you've been wanting to enhance your intuition, if you've been wanting to receive more clarity or get messages more clearly, definitely practice this witness state and do it daily. You can do it multiple times a day, and you don't have to do it for super long periods of time either. It can just be little increments that you work up to, or you only just do in these little spots. And eventually what happens, the more you practice anything, of course, you start to come into this space where you just are picking up on all of it without consciously trying. But we have to consciously try first in order to get good at it and in order to be more receptive. So you're in a very receptive place right now, and a prime place for shifting into this witness state in order to receive more direct messages yourself. So thank you so much for picking card 3, and have a fantastic week.